If, like me, you have been following the contentious life and relationship of the American rapper and reality TV star Chrissean Rock, you must have been aware of her lesbian moments captured on camera. According to an exciting turn of events, it looks like Chrisean Rock had the sexiest time in jail. Fortunately, everything was captured on camera in this video, and I will show you Chrisean Rock's freaky lesbian moments captured in jail. I believe that on one episode of Crazy in Love, Blueface seemed dissatisfied with his girl's controversial sexuality and confronted her about it. Since late 2022, many fans of reality TV have been watching the drama between Blueface and Chrisean Rock unfold on the small screen. This is one example of how her sexuality has never been stable, especially since the internet has seen how freaky she gets with girls. Zeus kept his audience entertained with a few bonus releases that seemed to be the talk of the internet at the time, even though the first season of Crazy in Love was over. In one of the releases, the couple argued about whether or not to have a third party, preferably another girl, in their bedroom. Something really crazy happened in that episode, and I'll tell you what. In the preview video released by the Neighborhood Talk, which teased the upcoming drama, Blueface asked his girlfriend directly if she was a member of the LGBT community. To everyone's surprise, Chrisean Rock quickly responded, "I'm not gay, baby," while putting on makeup that didn't give the impression that Blueface was unhappy with her response. In fact, the man had seen signs, so he became more direct and asked her if she just liked to make out with girls for fun. Everyone else had seen the videos of her doing that, but Chrisean Rock insisted that those were things of the past. When she heard this, she replied, "No more, I like making out with you." I can't tell if Blueface was sincere about allowing another girl to join them in a romantic moment or if it was just a ruse, but let's take a look at her response. Chrisean Rock said that Blueface was making her uncomfortable with the questions he was asking her, which is why she said, "This is why I'd be ready to fight you, since when did I start wanting to share?" And when Blueface insisted that she enjoyed kissing, the TV personality said that she didn't feel comfortable kissing another girl in front of her partner. At this point, the conversation became heated, and Blueface said bluntly, "That's crazy you kiss all the time without me, but with me you don't want to kiss anybody." In yet another shocking turn of events, Chrisean Rock seemed surprised that fans and users thought she was interested in hooking up with girls even though she couldn't. During a streaming segment, the rapper and reality TV star found herself in a situation where she had to fend off female attention. When the female began to hit on her, Chrisean said, "I don't eat," and she cried out to the camera, "These want to come home what they want to come home." The internet pointed out that her actions were clear and blamed her social media behavior for the accusations, even though she had stated that she is only attracted to the opposite sex. Despite Chan's continuous efforts to clear her name and put an end to the sexual accusations surrounding her, another female guest on the show, Monet, appeared to suggest something different. Monet casually stated, "This is my girlfriend, y'all know what's going on." Her words quickly put the spotlight back on the situation, leaving Chan visibly uncomfortable. Without hesitation, the troubled rapper tried to deflect, saying, "Monet is wild. I don't have what you want, but I don't have that for you either. I don't know." However, Monet seemed unfazed and responded with more confidence, "Girl, stop lying to yourself, but you've got to be the right one, baby. You never know." Monet's remarks added a layer of intrigue and left many wondering what the real dynamics between Chrisean Rock and Blueface were. Over the years, Chrisean Rock has been at the center of controversy, with many questioning her actions and relationships, particularly her ongoing connection with rapper Blueface. Their tumultuous romance has kept fans and critics alike guessing about the nature of their bond. But one thing has remained consistent: Chrisean Rock and Blueface have been almost inseparable, even if the public was unsure whether their relationship was a source of happiness or constant conflict. Since the birth of their son, Junior, their already chaotic lives have only escalated further, giving the public a constant stream of drama to follow. The relationship between Chrisean Rock and Blueface has been a roller coaster ride of emotions, fueled by volatile public outbursts, online exchanges, and other dramatic incidents. Despite the emotional turmoil, there has been no shortage of public interest, with many fans and onlookers attempting to decipher the complexities of their relationship. The drama between Chrisean Rock and Blueface began long before the announcement of their child. It started when Chrissy, while still in the public eye, made the announcement that she was expecting Blueface's child. The news sent shockwaves across social media and the entertainment world, where their relationship had already been widely discussed, often for all the wrong reasons. It wasn't exactly a surprise to the public that the two had been romantically involved, but the revelation that they were having a child together seemed to add a new dimension to the story. However, things took an unexpected turn when Blueface, the father-to-be, publicly denied that he was responsible for the pregnancy. His reaction was typical of his often combative persona, and his tweet sparked even more controversy. He wrote, "I know why y'all thought she was all about me too, LOL, but the facts are facts. Being my baby mama would be a blessing." He followed up with another message that was even more inflammatory, claiming, "Rock has had encounters with 10 different men in the last 10 years. Until I see a DNA test, then it's not mine." These public denials only added fuel to the fire and generated a significant amount of online discussion. Blueface's tweet drew a lot of attention from the public, as many people were curious about the legitimacy of his claims. The fact that Blueface questioned the paternity of their child was not shocking given the nature of their relationship, which had always been filled with drama and uncertainty. His comment about Rock's past relationships with multiple men seemed to further cast doubt on the situation and led many to speculate about the real dynamics between the couple. But despite Blueface's attempts to dismiss his role in the pregnancy, Chrissean Rock's response, or lack thereof, only fueled the rumors even more. The couple's ongoing drama seemed to be the fuel that kept their story in the headlines. Whether or not their relationship was healthy, whether or not they were truly in love, seemed secondary to the constant spectacle that surrounded them. Every twist and turn in their relationship only seemed to add to the chaos. As the controversy continued to unfold, many began to wonder how Chrissean Rock was able to navigate such a public and unpredictable relationship with Blueface while still maintaining her career and her reputation. Whether or not her involvement in these controversial events was intentional or just the result of her complicated life choices, one thing was clear: Chrissean Rock and Blueface were never far from the center of attention, and the drama they created continued to fuel the media's fascination with their story. He decided to make some stern clarification regarding the status of his relationship with Chrisean Rock because it seemed controversial. He tweeted again to answer all of your questions, saying, "Yes, Rock and I are officially done with Strictly Business. I tried it and clearly it wasn't given before she announced she is pregnant with somebody else's child, not mine." He then posted a screenshot of their chat in which he encouraged her to end the pregnancy because he doesn't love her and it wouldn't make sense for them to be stuck together because of a child, but after a paternity test revealed that Blueface was the child's father. He unexpectedly took responsibility for the fact that the child would not be able to play well with other children and would never be able to go outside and play alone without supervision. The most unsettling development in the epic relationship between Chai and Rock occurred when she gave birth to her son with Blueface. At the time of the birth, there was a rumor on the street that the news caused a wave of depression and mental breakdown for Chrisean Rock, who was troubled by her son's health being discussed online. However, many people already expressed fear and concern for the child's well-being before she was put to bed, primarily due to her lifestyle of drinking, smoking, and partying while she was heavily pregnant. The baby was born blind and with some other apparent disability, which caused fans and colleagues to raise concerns about the newborn's health status. You might be wondering how people found out about the baby's health at such a young age. Well, it happened when Chrisean Rock posted a mugshot of her former boyfriend Blueface on social media. According to Blueface, he tried to speak out about the baby's health, but most people ignored him because they believed he was chasing clout. "Baby isn't going to make it," he said, "and I wouldn't give it to H," with nobody saying between him and her. Of her face in a romantic gesture that sparked a lot of online criticism from fans. In an effort to address the simmering comments from fans and users, she went live on Instagram to address the issue, but that's when things got worse. While she was live trying to tell people to stop telling her how to live her life, people noticed the baby's facial condition and the strange cry coming out of its mouth, which sparked a new round of rumors about the baby's health aside from the fact that the baby was crying. I don't know why I keep saying it's fake. I just got it professionally done at a place where they do like some music reel. What was more concerning was that instead of pausing the live video and checking up on her son, Chrissean and Rock were busy defending the tattoo on her face. The baby's uncontrollably loud cry sounded like the baby was in terrible pain and was having trouble breathing. But the bizarre story didn't end there. When she got on, Chrissean and Rock attracted another concerning reaction to her baby's health. Later on Instagram, while live, people noticed that the child's strange, visible facial features matched those of a child with fetal alcohol syndrome. Curious, some fans looked up the symptoms of fetal alcohol syndrome, which include small head, small eye opening, low nasal bridge, flat mid-face, and similar features. As soon as they saw Christian Jr.'s face, people started to come and Rock with accusations that she was a bad, reckless, and irresponsible mother who smoked and. Ironically, this brings us back to Blueface's warning about her apparent responsibility during her pregnancy. Unfortunately, fans dismissed his sincere concerns due to her tendency to chase attention. Unfortunately, Chrisean Rock's reckless lifestyle of alcoholism and smoking made it easy to predict the negative effects of her habits on her unborn child. I recall that Charles White was willing to pay $5,000 if his predictions proved to be incorrect. When the reactions became alarming, Chrisean Rock decided to address the issue by losing it to everyone online in a video caption, "My child is blessed in it." She asked people who were worried about her son's appearance. Blueface has consistently shown his disdain for Chrissean and Rock's motherhood, as evidenced by his declaration that she is mentally unfit to be a mother. "I bet that they won't have a healthy baby." Sounds like in what he was diagnosed with, she blamed them for not knowing anything about God and her child for ranting about her baby online. She then went on to refute the rumors that her son was blind and disabled. When the rumors about the baby's health began to circulate online, she was furious with many people, writing in a post that just because the baby's picture wasn't adorable, it didn't mean that the baby was ill. But to be honest, some people thought that it wasn't just about the photo. The way Chrissy handled the baby could have an impact on the baby's health and posture. Does anyone else remember this video that went viral? Chrissy and Rock admitted their mistakes and took responsibility for them after Chrissy was reprimanded and criticized on social media for being too involved to handle her child properly. The child's head was swinging out as she walked around the mart with a dog and some baggage. In 2023, Chrissean Rock got into a heated argument with her on and off boyfriend Blueface's mother. It was a very dramatic event in the family because Blueface's sister was brought into the argument. I knew right away that she wasn't ready to let it go, and she went on to say that the woman who recorded her should have helped her instead of recording for clout chasing. Instead of recording me, she could have just helped me. I got a dog 2 cards full. In an interview last year, Blueface also talked about the terrible incident. He claimed that it happened when Chrisean had just been released from prison and that upon arriving at the house, she discovered that his mother had purchased 2 dogs to help protect the property from burglaries. The dog then ran in and said, "Oh no, I'm leaving here. I'm quitting the restaurant. I'm moving out. I'm done. There's too many dogs in here." I replied, "Oh, the dog just came here. Nobody established if the dog." He described the incident as women being dramatic. To be honest, to understand Chrissy and Rock, you must understand the turbulence glued to her upbringing. Being one of 12 children in an abusive household is enough to set a young child on a path of turbulence. It was said that at a very young age, Chrissy Rock used to move around Baltimore City because her father was not there. Chan spent approximately 11 years of her childhood behind bars, and during that time, she and her 11 siblings were raised by their mother, who later developed a substance addiction. For this reason, some fans link the history of Chrisean Rock's alcoholism to the trauma she endured as a child. Although she frequently attributes her drinking to Blueface, some fans disagree with her, claiming in this resurfaced video that she had not been drinking for enjoyment, but rather only because she had to be around that same period. She posted on X that she had to drink in order to be around Blueface. She said that she couldn't move or walk around him without getting drunk and that it wasn't fun. She said, "I was drunk my whole time with him, and it wasn't because I love to drink, but something I needed, so I'm straight around that energy because I really had to drink with the F. I really had to drink to be around him, to work around him, to forget what he was playing with. When I suddenly stopped drinking, I found that I couldn't be around anyone who still indulged in that lifestyle. It wasn't just uncomfortable, it felt like I was living in an entirely different world, one that I no longer belonged to." It was a tough transition, especially with the pressure of people around me who didn't understand why I had made that choice. But as it turned out, I wasn't the only one dealing with these struggles. Blueface, the controversial rapper, wasn't going to let accusations surrounding his involvement in Chrissy Rock's drinking habits go unanswered. He responded swiftly, denying any responsibility for her excessive drinking and putting the blame squarely on her shoulders. Blueface was vocal, claiming that the female rapper wasn't taking responsibility for her own actions. He accused her of being reckless and immature, implying that she had a deep-rooted problem with substance abuse that went beyond his influence. He went on to assert that Chrissy came from a family with a long history of addiction, using her background as an explanation for her behavior. "I didn't raise this young lady. She comes from a family that has an addiction to substances." Blueface raged as he fired back at her in a public statement. He continued, suggesting that Chrissy drank because she enjoyed how it made her feel, a sentiment he claimed was shared by everyone who drank, but that she had taken it too far, abusing the feeling and failing to control herself. Blueface's criticism didn't stop there. He accused Chrissy of being reckless even during her pregnancy, claiming she would ask for drinks in his absence. This, according to Blueface, was a blatant sign of her lack of self-control. "She literally asked for drinks while pregnant without my presence, which ensured that she would be drunk again after the baby was born," he added. It was clear from his comments that he was frustrated, and he painted Chrissy as someone who lacked maturity and responsibility, particularly when it came to her own actions and choices. The situation took a more serious turn soon after the baby was born. Chrissy Rock's life, already filled with drama and controversy, hit a new low when she was arrested and detained. It seemed that no matter how hard she tried to navigate the chaos surrounding her life, things continued to spiral out of control. Chrissy was taken into custody just after the birth of her son, Junior, marking the beginning of an even darker chapter in her life. The family drama continued to unfold in the public eye, as Chrissy and Rock's relationship seemed to be falling apart at the seams. The tragic turn of events started when Chrissy showed up at a courthouse in the San Fernando Valley to support Blueface, who was facing legal issues of his own. What was expected to be a routine appearance at the courthouse quickly turned into a public spectacle when Chrissy was arrested. In a shocking twist, she was taken into custody by the Los Angeles Police Department while she was with her infant son. According to reports, Chrissy was at the courthouse with Blueface and their 9-month-old son, Christopher Mallard Jr., when officers arrived and escorted her out. The arrest caught many off guard, especially since she had just given birth to their son. The circumstances of her arrest seem to mark the beginning of a series of unfortunate events. According to documents obtained by XXL, Chrissy was detained at the Craig County Detention Center in Veneta, Oklahoma, on drug-related charges, a new layer of trouble in her already complicated life. This incident was a wake-up call for Chrissean Rock and her fans, as it seemed that her life had become increasingly chaotic. The 24-year-old rapper, who had already been in the public eye for her relationship with Blueface, was now facing legal trouble of her own. Her arrest was a reminder of how quickly things could unravel for someone already struggling with substance abuse issues and a toxic public relationship. Adding to the tragedy, her infant son was taken into protective custody, further adding to the heartbreak of the situation. It was clear that the family that Chrisean and Blueface had tried to build was now falling apart. The arrest, combined with the mounting accusations, highlighted the dysfunction and instability in their lives. Chrissy's behavior, fueled by her own struggles with addiction and immaturity, seemed to have led her to this point of crisis. As the drama surrounding her continued to unfold, it became clear that the once promising future that Chrissean Rock and Blueface had imagined was slowly slipping away, leaving a trail of destruction and heartbreak behind. The darker aspect of this story is that when Chrisean Rock was arrested and her baby daddy was imprisoned, neither Blueface's nor Chrisean Rock's families were prepared to fight for the 9-month-old at the time, so the child was placed in custody. Many people were afraid that the child might spend the majority of his life in a foster home because of the failure to have a tax stamp officer on CDs containing controlled dangerous substances and possession of CDs containing controlled dangerous substances with the intent to distribute. According to sources who spoke to TMZ, Chrisean Rock had been fighting and cursing with most of her family members for years. When she was caught slack-jawed in court, it seemed as though authorities had planned to arrest her during Blueface's court hearing. 5 officers from the Los Angeles Police Department were reportedly waiting for her when she entered the courtroom. One user said that it seemed like this might have been prearranged so that by the time she was arrested because she had an outstanding warrant downtown, which she completely forgot about. Who forgets that a warrant is hanging over them? Then, on Instagram Live, she said, "My warrants are getting cleaned up. I've been paying off fees and getting rid of shit talking to some people to help my situation because you know I have my son." So she continued to talk about her situation with some degree of certainty, explaining why she wouldn't turn herself in and why the old me would have just. "I'm going to work on my little situation because I turned myself in right now and I don't plan on going to jail while my son is growing up. I'm doing everything I can to figure that out without even trying to serve time, and it's working out for me." Later, I learned that Christian Jr. was not taken away by CPS or the police, but rather stayed in the care of Marsh, Christian's friend. You all remember Marsh? When Christian Jr. was 3 months old, it was reported that his father, Blueface, accused his mother, Chrisean Rock, of neglecting their kid while also attacking Chan's pal Marsh. Yes, Marsh Blueface said on Instagram that his baby mama failed to fulfill her role as a mother by abandoning their 3-month-old boy at about 4 a.m. He went on to yell at his baby mama's best friend Marsh on Instagram on December 3, 2023, saying that she was looking after his son while the mother was out hooking up with one of her suitors. He said, "It's crazy that my son doesn't have a parent at 4 in the morning and no one wants to watch him. She got Marsh watching the baby at 4 in the morning so she can get some do a verse all this so you could do a verse suck some you a BNK." He then threatened Marsh, saying, "Close the door, let's go, Marsh you're going to get." Unfortunately, Blueface's court case involving Chrisean Rock's arrest ended with Blueface being sentenced to jail. TMZ obtained Blueface's new mugshot taken Thursday as he entered the general population at the medium security facility. The rapper, who is known for his chart-topping hits, will now have access to various programs designed to prepare inmates for life after incarceration. In a sad turn of events, Blueface's family seems to be far from home after the rapper was arrested at her baby daddy's court hearing. The same day that rapper Blueface was sentenced to 4 years in prison for his involvement in a nightclub shooting in October 2022, a representative of the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office told XXL about the court's decision. Blueface was given the 4-year sentence during his sentencing hearing in 2022 as Blueface. During the trial, Blueface's lawyer described the extent of Blueface's involvement in the shooting. "It's crucial for the court to have some background and understand why this negotiation is the way it is, even though it is undoubtedly true that Mr. Trailer got into a fight with people at the strip club. He was granted parole and received an execution of a suspended sentence for the 4 years in prison because he has since violated his parole." She clarified that during the altercation, Mr. Trailer got into his car and drove slowly toward a group of people who had allegedly offended him. When he arrived, he rolled down his window and pulled out a gun, startling the group. He then sped into the group, hitting a woman with his car and crashing multiple cars in the process before leaving the scene. She also disclosed that there are many dots in the case because of the parties involved. Trailer sued Blueface, who was known in the courtroom as the woman who was hit, is suing Mr. Porter and the nightclub, claiming that she was attempting to downplay the seriousness of the incident but wanted the court to realize that her client had a minor role that evening. While I'm not here to downplay it in any way, it is undoubtedly dangerous, but there are a lot of things that happened before the verdict was rendered, including Mr. Traylor's testimony, but I have to tell you that this man did something really out of the ordinary and insane in court. Traylor expressed his dissatisfaction to the court, explaining that he had lost faith in the legal system due to the lighthearted and somewhat lenient handling of Blueface's case. Mr. Traylor claimed to have known that Blueface would receive a lighter sentence due to his social and financial standing, and he also claimed to have known people who received heavier sentences than Blueface for non-violent offenses. I'm just utterly dissatisfied with this entire process, actually, from the DA to his. He took a selfie and left the courtroom after spitting his piece to the judge. This action caused a lot of crazy reactions online, with one user saying, "Did bro take a selfie in the courtroom in front of a judge? This generation has absolutely no chill." Another user added, "Laugh my ass off, he took a whole picture around here where I'm from, and we can't even take phones in the courtroom." This final response was accurate. Did the person who made the statement actually take a selfie with Blueface after he was finished? Yes, he did. Meanwhile, it appeared that Christmas had arrived early for Chrisean Rock, because on August 3rd, her sister Teeny updated fans on her Instagram story that Chrisean Rock would return home before her son's 11th month birthday in September.